If you're waiting for your project quote, you might be wondering what goes into making one. In this video, we're going to go into what goes into your custom quote, what can cause delays, and how you can stay proactive while you're writing. A project quote is influenced by several factors, including material, labor, and tooling. Material costs are unique to your project and your design. Material costs include both your materials to make your part and our materials to process it. Labor expenses refers to everything that's required to both set up, inspect, run, and then break down the press at the end. Additionally, if this is the first time you've ordered from Strouse, there may be tooling costs related to your part in order to make it. We then have to gather lead times for all the materials, presses, and operators to forecast a reasonable deadline. All of these factors and more go into your final quote. The quoting process can be delayed by several factors. Material pricing tends to be a primary one. Converters rely on material vendors in order to provide their lead time and pricing on their materials. If one of the vendors that we're using for your project is slow in getting us both access and pricing, it can delay the quoting process. In the case where a material hasn't been spec'd in, part of this process could be evaluating different options in order to select the best material for your part, which might involve reaching out to multiple vendors, providing samples, and functional tests in order to ensure the material works for your application. Another factor is that complex designs can result in an extended quoting process. Naturally, it requires additional time and resources for engineers to analyze both the process and your materials to create the best process possible. For instance, parts with multiple layers and multiple tolerance stackups may require some simplification in order to ensure the functional part. These steps, while time-consuming, are necessary to ensure that the final solution is both functional and cost-effective for your application. Another factor that can impact the quoting process is if there's unclear information or overly strict tolerances. This will require some back and forth communication to determine what is required from the actual tolerances and whether it is necessary for this application. While waiting for a quote, there are several actions you can take to stay proactive. Communicating with your territory manager will help ensure all of the necessary information is provided. They will help facilitate conversations like updated tolerances, new materials, or design changes. You can also schedule a discovery meeting with your territory manager to discuss your project in detail and go over some specific application requirements. In the meantime, if you want to learn more about the converting process, you can check out our Learning Center or reach out to us directly. Thanks for watching.